Okay, hello, I'm Elsa. I would like to explain my understanding about an introduction to language science with me, Elsa Nursabella, from PBI Class A 2019. And then I will explain about the science of language. It is the study of the human capacity to communicate and organize dot using different tools like like vocal for spoken language and then hands for sign language and the others, and improving different abstract and tactile components. And then based on the book from my lecturer, language, language scientists agree that all of the presiding characterize human language, but they do not all agree on other aspect of language. Is many of these agreements revolve around of a component of language like grammar and then syntax by some theories. And then that is like what is a language scientist. And the next I will explain about language characteristic. According Hauser et al. 2002, language provides us the means to associate sounds with meanings. And then other animals are also able to associate arbitrary sounds with objects in the environment, similar to the way people associate sounds and meanings. And report like the capacity to combine set of calls into longer message. Um, and then um, many language scientists are concerned with the precise definition of language and with detailed description of the grammars of different language, because having those two things nailed down can help us understand how humans think and how we compare with other living creatures around us. And then one of the most questions that we might like to answer is, why do humans have language? That is the most questions. And then this question um, motivates research on the emergence of language abilities in the humans. The human evolutionary line, as well as research on the research on the language abilities of non-human, to explain how the gap between human language abilities and more primitive communication system was across. And let's direct ancestors after considering the language ability of their living modern species. But before I explain about the language abilities of other living modern species, I will explain about grammar. Grammar, language origin, and non-human communication system. But the first is grammar. Grammar regulates the combination of symbol into message in three crucial ways. The grammar determines the other that symbols appear in expressions, and agreement means that certain words in a sentence must appear in specific form because the presence of another word. Okay, before I would you like to explain about language origin. Um, I will I will back to the what is the language abilities of other living modern species. According to the continuity hypothesis, modern human language is quantitatively different from Fisher's mental abilities, but it is not different in kind or in quality from more basic communication system. According to continuity hypothesis, human language abilities and represent a relative modest approach from these abilities. And then back to language origin. It is one thing that all language scientists agree on as the human capacity for speech and adaptation. In the Darwinian sense, adaptation is a characteristic of species that has been selected or the maintained by environmental factors. So, um, this is that some point in the past there was variability within those species, such as the some individuals had more of the relevant characteristics that others did. Those individuals who had more of the characteristic were more likely to survive and reproduce. They were like um, biologically more fit, and so individuals without the characteristic in questions become scarce and scarcer in the population until their numbers decline to zero. And then the next is my conclusion from my understanding about this material. Language is a form of communication used to transfer information between individuals who speak the language, as well as serve other functions such as social bonding. And then language are distinguished from other communication system by grammar, the set of the rule or principle that determines how the symbol of the language can be combined. And then grammar is a powerful device that allows language and user to generate in an infinite number of message from a finite number of symbols. And much of the research in language science it's to answer the question relating to how modern language come to take their current form. And some theories propose that grammar and language are the product um, of gradual evaluation from closely related communication system, and other argue that as language skill are qualitatively different from and inferior to human language abilities. And research on the relationship between language and that finds on somewhat complicated and features. So there is my understanding about this material. Maybe I will learn more before this. So thank you for nice attention and see you.